Okay, so as you can see, we are very much underwater right now, and we are fit for the job because currently we are going to be making something really cool. Let's head back up. Let's kind of get to the surface for this. Oh, I made this real deep. This is not going to be fun. Oh no. Okay, so we have an idea. A good idea. Some might say a wonderful idea, and that's going to be we're making an island, right? And we're turning it into an escape room because I have been a bit, I've exhausted a lot of my, or at least what I've been able to find, of really good Minecraft escape rooms that I really like and I want to play with my friends and stuff. So I decided, why not make my own? I want to make it vanilla as possible. I use some redstone, kind of mess around because I've been getting better with redstone lately, and I think that this will be the perfect practice route here. So, but first we're gonna have to figure out how to deal with all this. You know, I specifically want it to just be a warm ocean because I like the color of the water. And I'm not exactly sure how to sort this through. But I think I have a really, really rough sketch in a book of like the general structure of the island, what it's going to look like, and also all the puzzles that I want to implement. So if I kind of think really hard about that and my puzzle outlines, I'll probably be able to develop something that looks pretty good. So I think we're first just going to try to get ourselves some sort of platform. I probably should have slapped a world edit onto this. That's not very much. I think our first step is going to be making some sort of outline underwater down here. And I think this initial platform that we build up pretty big, and this was before kind of the intro section of it. Once again, an idea of how I want this to eventually look. So if we just have some sort of at least platform at the surface to mess around with, it'll make this a lot easier for us in the future. And then we can build down and make things look a bit more appropriate. But one of the key things about escape rooms is that, especially in Minecraft, that we're gonna have this be in adventure mode, so you have to keep in mind that people can't be breaking blocks and those sorts of things, right? So everything that can be interacted with has to be interacted with in a way where breaking of blocks isn't necessary. Number two, you have to build this in a way where people can't try to parkour their way out of it, right? Like, we don't want people being able to escape or nothing, right? The pyramids were built brick by brick, so I'm feeling good about that rectangular shape there. So I think I'll stick with that, honestly. Alright, so we have our initial platform here, and I think that this is going to be our starting point. And I'm kind of imagining a scene where we kind of have this rowboat kind of washed up on shore, right? And then it'll lead into this bigger kind of jungle area. So it's going to involve a bit of building out as well. So, part one. Well, let's just gonna, I guess, get into it. So I think in Minecraft you can make a little, like, using. Grab some of these planks. And grab the spruce as well. Maybe a lever or two could help with this. Also make kind of an itty-bitty boat over here, I think, kind of washed up on shore. Gonna signify where we came from. Maybe get a bit wider. I think that would be pretty thin. We'll just use the trapdoors to kind of showcase this. If we like that, kind of. We do want to grab fence, I think. Gotta show that has a sail of some sort, maybe. Still kind of thinking this one through, because I feel like I want to position it further back. That sail, not necessarily center. Maybe put this here, maybe? And then add banners. For some storage. I think this will be kind of a funny trick if you had like a barrel in here. So they're definitely not gonna be looking for that necessarily, right? So I think I'll throw it too. Increase their chances of... Again, I do kind of like the sideways lines there. I'm not sure that really... Try doing that here. That could add some cool... maybe? It has a fun look to it. It's not sure what time we want them pulling up. I think night could be funny though. Could add a nice little lantern down here maybe? Yeah. One on either side. Yeah, so there's a small boat here. I think I'll grab the spruce. Actually, let's try the jungle. I don't remember what the jungle trapdoors look like. Yeah, that's kind of fun. Do we alternate them? Yeah. Just one back will look good. That kinda. I'll just add some fun vibes to it, and then we can add a... Yeah, we want a slab. Jungle slab, I think. Slap that top. Cute. This is adorable. Cute little boat. We're gonna want to eventually widen this. We can have the illusion of this being kind of a big island type, but we're gonna need some moss. Sandstone, some, going in here with some moss would be a good idea, as well as grabbing some azalea and the moss look obviously look good together. It's kind of hard to make. See, the flowers look bad. We're gonna grab just the normal azalea as well. The bush, I mean. And then, actually I don't want the bush yet. I think grabbing the normal leaves would be a good idea. Right, kind of a pop of color in there with those. Then grab the color blocks, getting some green wool. And So we're just going to be trying to make some sort of like well-looking shrubbery. Kind of in here, I think the green concrete powder gotta be a vibe. So we're just gonna try to. So I'm gonna keep the shoot kind of this way, right? Because it would make sense for people to pull up right next to these sort of rocks and stuff. But or what I'll actually do is also grab some stone at some point. And I kind of want it to go kind of like this way to be like a cove, right? And like kind of around here is where you want to curve up. And you can kind of show like a camp or something and do it, and they want to like have it be pointed like in this direction, kind of leading into the jungle there. We'll fix the bottom eventually, guys, don't worry. I really like the predominant moss kind of in there. Kind of adds a lot to it, I think. Once again, we're already trying to go for a super, really like professional look here. So, go think kind of the cartoony. And this works for what this is. Once again, we're gonna have to make sure that this isn't, or at least it hits a point where it's not parkourable. Because you don't want people thinking they're supposed to go up and over. Right, that's not a good idea. First thing you do in an escape room is put accidental red herrings, because then that just kind of messes with people's brains a bit too much. So we'll make sure to kind of work with that as we go as well. I'm just gonna test that out for, I think putting this up a block as well will help with that. But then we have that issue going in. Yeah, so I just kind of want to make sure that we're doing that and keeping an eye out for mistakes, because people love to mess with things. Try to find loopholes and such. As somebody who plays escape rooms a lot, people just do it, right? And it's not fun to really limit the players' experiences when it comes to games and such, unless you absolutely have to, right? Like, you should give people agency to mess up, or else it's not going to be fun, right? The fun part about things is having to figure it out on your own. You don't give people the agency to kind of mess with things and mess up and make mistakes, then you know, they're just going to be very railroaded into things, and that is going to be fun. So that's why we're going to focus on trying to make this swap that out for our flowers. It's an experience that people are having fun with. This is very parkourable. Right, I think what we'll do is put some fake trees out of the back here, so people kind of get like stuck once they kind of hit that point. But now let's have to do what we did on this side all the way over here. And I've got both sides done-ish. Ignore that. You gotta blend that a bit more. We're gonna take a look more at the kind of tree aspect of this. So I'm gonna stop these blocks in here, so I remember to deal with them later. So that's a pretty big difference here. I'm not really sure what would transition in between those very well. I know that dark oak and spruce always vibe, but I'm not sure how to get from this kind of color to this kind of color. And once again, using things like moss, it's kind of more of a brownish look. We could try messing with muddy mangrove, kinda gets us there in a way. Not really. But we'll just gotta feel it out as we go. I'm just gotta figure out where to structure these trees. I want someone to be closer to the lines here. Some are gonna be a bit farther out, so I'll have to prep for that in a way. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what most tropical trees tend to have, or at least from what I figure, like a lighter wood in a way, you know, where it's like not as prominent, but I'm not sure. I'll have to look at that. I'll ask my tree guy. A good outline of a tree here. And go throw in kind of down near some of this to add some structure to it, but not fully like overwhelm the structure, because we still have kind of those lines kind of peeking through, so it doesn't really like the trees have a bit of thinness to them. We're gonna grab some moss, of course. I think some... I'm not sure we're gonna go for the same leaf type. Kinda like the idea of trying out some mangrove leaves. I'll grab the azaleas too, just in case. So this is what the mangrove looks like. I'm kind of vibe with that, honestly. I want to try to do a better blend in there at some point, but like that in here. We're not trying totally super duper tropical here, so we're not doing like the full palm tree vibes. Just want to get some good like jungle energy here. Cutting out some of this and leaning in more down here. With that might help a bit. I don't hate it. We're just trying to get those vibes for a lot of our trees going on. Or just mostly is currently acting as a barrier for people not to mess up around in here. You know, that's kind of the important part. Is that we'll eventually have enough shrubbery going on, cut in the background here, so that people aren't trying to get up in it. Let's go. Yeah, that's good. Not the best trees on earth. but I like them, so I think we're gonna stick with it for now. Obviously, we're not too focused on a lot of the visuals yet, but I know that if I don't do them at some point, then they're not gonna get done at all.